channel. So today I'm doing a video over the things that nobody told me about being a new mom. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is my baby girl Scarlett. She is about 4 months old and she was born in December of 2016. So before I got pregnant, I was always on YouTube watching YouTube videos over pregnancy and what to expect. A lot of things that I came across were videos over what to expect when you're a new parent or 10 things you didn't know about being a new mom. And honestly, majority of those videos are very negative. I know those parents love their children, but I felt like a lot of those videos were more focused on the negatives and the hard times that you're gonna have with kids, which I'm not saying it's all easy and sunshine and rainbows. It's definitely difficult to raise a child, but I don't know, I just felt like everything was super negative and it didn't really help me out because everybody was so focused on, your life is over when you have kids, you're not gonna be able to do this, you're not gonna be able to do that, you're not gonna be able to, get any alone time, you're not gonna be able to shower ever by yourself. And I honestly think a lot of those things are false. I think you can make time for yourself. I think you will get to shower by yourself. Honestly, it all just depends on how you prioritize your day and your time, and you can still do those things that you like to do. Just sometimes it may be a little bit more difficult than before. So nobody told me about how messy my house was going to get and how I was going to have to learn to just let it go and cope with it. If you guys have watched my other videos, you know that I like a clean house. I like my things to be picked up off the floor. I don't like clutter. And so having to adjust to that, especially in the first couple weeks when Scarlett was born, was difficult. My house looks like a daycare right now. I have jump roos and bouncers and packs of diapers and toys and play mats all over my living room, and honestly, it's okay. So at the end of the day, I have just learned to adapt to our new house and our new baby decor that's everywhere. So nobody ever told me that breastfeeding was going to be hard. I never realized that it wouldn't work for me. I never realized that some women, can't breastfeed. I always thought that women were just not breastfeeding because it was a personal choice and because they, were working moms or something, and it was easier just to use a bottle. And, however, I learned very fast that breastfeeding was very hard. It doesn't necessarily work for every woman, and some women can't breastfeed for certain reasons. And if you guys are interested, I've talked a little bit about this. I'll link this video down below, and I won't go into it too much, but breastfeeding was a lot harder than I realized it was going to be, and nobody ever told me about that. So nobody ever told me how hard it was going to be to go to the store or run an errand or grocery shop. I considered not talking about this one because it is something you kind of expect when you have a baby. Things are going to be more difficult. You have to pack up a baby in a diaper bag, and you can't just jump in your car and run down to the store and grab some eggs and milk or whatever. But it is a lot more difficult than I originally thought it would be. Not necessarily because it's hard to get her loaded up in the car seat in the car and get a diaper bag packed, but it's more so if I'm out at the store. It's more so if I'm out at the store and she gets hungry and needs a bottle, and I'm halfway through my grocery trip and she needs to eat right then and there, and being the mother that I am, I would stop and just feed her a bottle. So that's what makes it more difficult. The other hard part, for the obvious, is where do you put the car seat? How do you take your baby grocery shopping? So I've found that baby wearing her and my baby Catan makes things a lot easier. It frees up the entire shopping cart. And then I also use my Binksy baby, which is like a shopping cart hammock that hangs like in the center of your shopping cart. So that makes things really easy, and I absolutely love both of those. So yeah, those things definitely help with grocery shopping. However, it still is much harder than it was before I had a baby. Nobody ever told me that I would be able to recognize Scarlett's cries. I had no idea that I would know a hungry cry from a needing attention cry to like a painful cry like when she got her shots. So nobody ever told me that I would be able to differentiate each type of cry she has, and I'm really the only one who can do that. So nobody ever told me that either. Nobody ever told me that I would truly understand the meaning of what it means to put yourself second. this little baby relies so much on me, and even when I get frustrated and even when I get angry and upset, I know at the end of the day that when she's crying, she has some kind of need that is not being met. She's still young enough that she's not crying for attention, at least that's what I read in the books. And so I have to put my frustration aside. I have to put, my tiredness aside, or if I'm not feeling well, and I have to take care of her. I don't want you guys to get confused. I'm not trying to say not to take care of yourself, because I'm strongly for, staying healthy, keeping yourself healthy, especially for your baby. What I'm saying is this little baby's needs come first. So if she needs played with, if she needs fed, I'm not going to, go do my hair and makeup. I'm going to take the time and give her the attention that she needs, and those things can wait till there's an appropriate time to do that. The next thing that nobody ever told me was, as a mother, you are going to start sharing bonds with all of these other mothers, even if you don't know them. You realize that you have a lot in common with these mothers. You realize that you guys are sharing similar experiences, even if, their labor was completely different, or their baby weighed a different amount, whatever. The point is that you both gave birth to these beautiful babies, and you are going to be experiencing similar situations one way and another. So you start to build these bonds with mothers that you didn't necessarily ever talk to before, and it's amazing. It's nice to have so much support as a mother. So reaching out to other moms and talking to other moms about their experiences is definitely a positive in my book. So nobody ever told me when I had my baby that I really wasn't going to have time to myself. And I'm not saying this in a negative way, because making the choice to have a baby is, a sacrifice you're making. You are sacrificing your time and having to be more selfless. As soon as this baby wakes up, my day starts. It's, from 0 to 100. As soon as she wakes up, I'm in mom mode. I'm changing her, feeding her, making sure her needs are met. A lot of times people will say, well, you get your time to yourself during nap time. And yes, that's true. I do get some time to myself, and I always try to make sure that I, do one thing for myself a day, whether it's just drinking coffee or getting myself ready. And during her nap times, I'm doing baby laundry, I am doing the dishes, I am preparing dinner, I am taking a shower. All of those things that need done and that get done in the house are done when she's sleeping. That's when I can accomplish the most things. So you don't really get time to yourself. You're always, doing everything for one reason, and it's for this little baby right here. But it is tough, it definitely is. Okay, so nobody ever told me how much your priorities are going to change. So when I got pregnant is when I started noticing my priorities changing, and then after Scarlett was born, my priorities completely changed, and everything was about her. I was no longer shopping for myself. It's all about Scarlett. Your priorities seriously start to change. More things become less important, and your family becomes more important. At least it did for me. So I have really started to cherish the time spent with Scarlett and with our family, and that's really all I care about. Of course, I love having nice things, but I would rather get her nice things, because that's where my priorities are. They're in her. So she gets the new clothes, and I just wear what I have. Nobody ever told me that motherhood can be isolating at times. If you were a working mom before you stayed at home before and were social like I was, it's gonna take some adjusting and getting used to being a stay-at-home mom. You aren't interacting with adults as much as you were before. So for me, when I worked directly with people and families, and now that I'm staying at home, I work directly with my child Scarlett, who's 3 months old and can't talk back to me or hold conversations with me. So that was, that took some time getting used to, and I'm still getting used to it. But one thing that I would recommend that has helped with the isolation that you can feel sometimes is just getting out of the house at least one time a day, whether it's just going to the grocery store or running to Starbucks or just going on a walk. I think getting out of the house as a stay-at-home mom will help your well-being and will help you feel like you've done something today. I know for me, I get cooped up really easily, so I have to get out of the house one way or another. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Okay guys, that pretty much sums up what nobody told me before I became a new mom. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please listen in the comment below, or if you have any experiences that you didn't realize before you became a new mom, please also comment that below because I would love to hear your guys' experiences as well. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful to you, and follow me on Snapchat and Instagram.